backed his ass up against the wall in the corner and say, hey man, why didn't you show up in your town for your own autograph signing? You know.
What did he say to you?
Not a lot, because in reality he had someone who fed him the line about the family dinner. He's not quick with it like that. He don't come off with that kind of stuff. He can't come off with that kind of. He won't be able to compete with Shawn on that level when it comes time to these microphones. But the fight, back his ass up against the wall in the corner and say, hey man, why didn't you show up in your town for your own autograph signing? You know.
What did he say to you?
Not a lot, because in reality he had someone who fed him the line about the family dinner. He's not quick with it like that. He don't come off with that kind of stuff. He can't come off with that kind of. He won't be able to compete with Shawn on that level when it comes time to these microphones. But the fight.
Barbershop Conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, August 25th, it's going up, it's going down. All right, Inglewood, California. Free haircuts, over 100 kids getting backpacks. Part 2, September 28th. It's going to be an epic event. I can't wait to take that picture. I wish we would have took that picture in Houston with everyone that was there. Damn, we would have been like 150 deep, man. Oh, that would have been an epic picture to put on the flyer for this one, dog. Shout out to the LDBC, man. New Media, Ego was there. What it do, Ego? And all right, so let's delve into this. I am actually bothered by this, and I know I've been hard on Kenny Porter and this and that, but at the end of the day, I mean, this is a little harsh. Like, I would never call Shawn Porter unintelligent. I would never call Floyd Mayweather unintelligent. I never did a video on Errol Spence saying that they said he can't read. I mean, excuse me, I apologize. I never did a video on Floyd Mayweather that said he couldn't read. You know what I mean? I just think there's a level of obviously place you go. In my humble opinion, this is just me speaking. You know, but I would never do commentary on like berating, like generally like overindulging myself in the disrespect, especially of another black man, you know, and I'm very aware of the things that I say on this YouTube channel, because I know I have to say it to that person in real life and to their face. You understand? And so whatever I say on this channel, I am obligated to tell them to their face. And that's just the way I feel personally. That's why I keep it real. Anyways, we'll talk about that in another video, because you guys, this is not. I don't want to make this video as like a comedic satire. But Kenny Porter said something that I thought was kind of distasteful. You understand what I'm saying? And you guys know right now I'm not a true fan of Kenny Porter right now, of the disrespectful things that he's done to me. But I'll say this. To call another man unintelligent, you understand, and to say that he's basically don't have the ability to have the level of intelligence, he can't speak. This is my interpretation of the quote, right? And I thought that was a low blow. I thought that was a low blow, and the reason why I say it's a low blow is because you had the DS all to yourself. When you got up on stage, you basically said these are two great fighters, Errol Spence, Shawn Porter, Errol Spence. You never once brought this up. You understand what I'm saying? And I just think that there's a line you don't cross. You understand? Like, you guys don't see me bickering and disagreeing with people on YouTube. You know what I mean? Because for what? I got to fight this white supremacy. I got to fight these dudes every day. You know what I mean? I got to go help. Man, you know, I got to go volunteer at my son's school. You understand what I'm saying? I got to spend an hour there once a week, twice a week. You know what I'm saying? That's where I got to spend my energy. Keep it real with y'all. You know what I mean? So, so I think there's a level that we shouldn't go to. You know what I mean? If it were true, like you had tangible proof. I mean, there was tangible proof of Floyd Mayweather and Charlemagne. You know what I mean? There was tangible proof, and the internet had so much fun with it between the memes. You know, I laughed. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't laugh. But I personally wouldn't do it like that, you know, and I think that especially when Errol Spence is granting Shawn Porter a chance. Now, I'm not being disrespectful to Shawn, but 1,000 people was at Shawn Porter's last fight. I was there. I was one. So 999 other people was at Shawn Porter's last fight. I'm just being, whether it was cold, colder, or the coldest day of the year. All right, it doesn't matter. If your favorite fighter is fighting, they do it in soccer every day in these countries, okay? They do it in baseball season in October, all right? They do it in football season every year. If they love, they do it in Green Bay every year in November and December and the years, and it goes on and on. I saw Terrence Crawford freezing his butt off watching a Green Bay Packers game last year on this story. So I said all that to say this. He's giving you an opportunity, you understand, to fight for his belt. Now, some may say that's the only direction he could have went. That's arbitrary, because Errol Spence probably could have had a sold-out crowd in Dallas against anybody, and that's based off his ability to sell against Ocampo. You know, I was there. It was sold out. You know what I mean? Shout out to the 80% black people that was there, too. We will never, ever get enough credit for buying tickets, man. I actually bought 2 tickets and I never told y'all this. I bought 2 tickets and gave them away to subscribers. I literally bought 2 tickets and gave them away. It cost me $161, I think it was, for 2 tickets. I ain't gonna lie, for real. So I said all that to say this. We're never gonna get enough credit. And to get back to why I did this video, Kenny Porter, you got to say it to their face. Like, if you had ample enough time to tell Errol Spence he's not as intelligent as your son, he can't compete with you on this microphone. You had enough time, but you hide behind a microphone. You hide behind, you know, you get big, you get bravado, you get this machismo about you, but you won't do it to the person's face, and the shit is getting old. At the end of the day, this shit is getting old. So at the end of the day, I just hope that Shawn Porter does his sit-ups, does his hanging leg raises. Hopefully he has great sparring, because I have no doubt in my mind. I don't know Errol Spence like people know him. I only know him. I've only interviewed him a handful of times, never spent any time with him. But the Errol Spence that I know is just intaking all this information and downloading it. And he's the kind of guy that don't forget shit. You know what I mean? In my humble opinion, he seems like that kind of guy. Because I even told him, I says, if you was reincarnated, you might be a serial killer. Like I was watching the interview when he was signing the gloves, and he's just sitting there signing the gloves, like just talking casually and just being honest, you know, as he see fit, you know. And I think that Shawn got to be cognizant of this, you know, because there's a level of disrespect you don't want to get to. Because at the end of the day, let's keep it real. I'm buying the pay-per-view. I bought 2 tickets. I just put, I'm saying this for a reason. I just put down $2,000 yesterday for the location that we're doing, the 100 Black Men. I just did that. And the reason why I did that is because 2 black fighters, I'm proud to do this. I'm not doing this because I'm arrogant or because I'm bragging about it, but 2 black fighters are going into the ring, and I have the opportunity in my city to expand the sport of boxing. I love the sport of boxing. Actually, boxing is the first sport I watched. You know, basketball was the first sport I fell in love with, but boxing is the first sport I watched with my older cousins. And, you know what I mean? I grew up in New York. Mark Breeland and Mike Tyson was running through Brooklyn like crazy, and I knew all about them. 1984, Mr. 1984 is what I call Mark Breeland. You know what I mean? And Henry Tillman. Henry Tillman trains out here in Los Angeles. So I said all that to say this, man. Kenny Porter. I mean, you want to talk shit, but you don't want to be like Errol Spence is basically unintelligent and your son is far more intelligent. You don't want to go that. You don't want to go there with it. You know what I mean? I will say a lot of things about you, Kenny Porter, but I'm never going to call you a dumbass. I'm never going to. I mean, keep it real. You were smart enough to hustle your way to get your son into boxing. So I can't say that about you. You made your son a millionaire, right? There's no way I can say that. Your character that I know of, that I've seen, I can talk about that. But to call you unintelligent, dumb, you know what I mean? It's just a place you don't want to go to, right? And I'm not saying this from, some of you guys may say, oh, I'm really not attacking him right now. Maybe tomorrow when I do another video, I'm probably going to do a satire on it. But now, I think this is classless. I think it's cheap, and I think it's classless. And Errol Spence is going to pay for this. I mean, I said Errol Spence. Errol Spence is going to make him pay for this. Or this shit just might have turned into a 75-25 fight to my, you know what I mean? Because I'm a competitor. I would consider myself a fearless competitor. I would consider myself like, well, you guys know me by now. So I will intake all this shit and find a way to meet you. I will go to sleep watching your fights. You know what I mean? I would wake up watching your fights. You know what I mean? Just because I just want to gain that extra 2 to 5% of a way to defeat you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just little things like what do you do the first thing you come out of the corner for a ring? You know what I mean? The first thing Shawn Porter do is probably throws a double jab. You know what I mean? You know, he widens his stance and he throws a double jab. His arms gets. I'm just guesstimating. That's just the Shawn Porter that I've seen. So you guys may disagree with me or agree with me. You know, I'm gonna stay on Kenny Porter's head, but I think he said this shit publicly. It deserves a public response. The same way I did Andre Ward, the same way I did Keith Thurman when he disrespected the black dollar, the same way Shawn Porter disrespected the black dollar. We just disrespect us in so many different ways, and it's just obnoxious, like to a nauseum. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, Kenny Porter, I genuinely believe that this is classless and tasteless. You know, it's cheap and it's classless. So there will be another press conference at some point, and you will have to regurgitate these words about how you won. You said you bullied Errol Spence in the middle of Papa Do's, which I think is highly unlikely. You know what I mean? Errol Spence doesn't even present that type of energy. And I will say, too, Shawn Porter doesn't even present that type of energy. I saw Shawn Porter yesterday. I watched the entire press conference on my phone, as I told you guys, right? I was in Planet Fitness, working out, watching the press conference, right? And the first thing Shawn Porter did was shake Errol Spence. He walked from my TV, from my iPhone, from my Android. He walked left to right on my screen. So he had to walk past Andre Darrell and Errol Spence to get to his seat. And he proudly shook Errol Spence's hands. And they said, hey, what's up? That doesn't correlate to what happened in Papa Do's. You understand what I'm saying? So Shawn Porter doesn't agree with his father. It's just no way, because he says, I'm a gentleman in the ring, I'm a gentleman out the ring. He said, quit the talking. At the end of the day, quit the talking. So that's just my stance on it. I would go as far as say, Shawn Porter is like, Dad, what the hell are you saying? You're not making any sense. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm not speaking for him. I'm just guesstimating. All right. So anyways, man, y'all listen to the clip. It's obviously at the beginning. I may copy and paste it so you guys can hear it twice. But it was classless and cheap. All right, to call another man who is very intelligent. Now let's be clear. Shawn Porter is an intelligent man. Shawn Porter has a great job on Fox, right? Errol Spence is an intelligent man. You understand what I'm saying? You can tell in his interviews. You can tell how he moves. The man said, that is my... I give both of them credit. And I'm not choosing sides and nothing like that. I'm going to just call a spade a spade. You know what I got excited about watching these guys' interviews? Shawn Porter said, I had this Rolex since 2014. I don't really like watches. You know what I mean? I like Rolex. I mean, I like suits and shit like that. And then Errol Spence said in an interview, I'm not buying no fucking chain like this for a while. You know what I mean? He probably going to invest in some property or make some proper. I don't know, man. I'm hopeful he makes some proper investments, you know what I mean, and buy out the city, because he owns the city of Dallas, especially if it's not football season, because the Dallas Mavericks sucks, you know what I'm saying, and they don't speak English. so you know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I respect what Shawn Porter said, and I respect what Errol Spence said, because I tell people all the time, I was trying to keep up with the Joneses when I was training all these NBA athletes, and I'm not gonna say what I was making, but I was making a fair share amount, but wasn't making NBA money. I was making 1% of NBA money. Let's be clear. I was just making good money for a hardworking man, right? And I was dumb enough to buy jewelry. I was dumb enough to buy watches. I've since melted that shit and bought property. You understand? You only get 30 or 40% of what it's worth of when you buy it and when you melt it down. You understand? When you buy that white gold and was in rose gold, and that white gold that was real popular, and the dog tags and the Jesus pieces and all that. Those were the popular shits going around town now. You know what I mean? And I bought it like an idiot. You know what I mean? I could have bought a fucking house with $10,000 down, and I didn't know it then. So, you know what I mean? But I know it now. And so the point I'm saying from that is I consider both of them intelligent. I consider Shawn Porter intelligent. I consider Errol Spence intelligent. Errol Spence has done nothing to resemble an unintelligent man. Shawn Porter has done nothing to resemble an unintelligent man. Now, let's be clear. All right? All right? We've got to call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Kenny Porter, you're going to get a chance. I'm going to make sure that this gets out. Because I keep that same energy, as Errol Spence said, as you said, and keep the same energy. I mean, it was just classless and cheap, man. It was classless and cheap, alluding to Errol Spence being unintelligent, man, and not having the ability to level up and be as intelligent as your son. I'm not gonna sit here and say, just because I don't like you, Kenny Porter, I'm not gonna go on my YouTube channel and say Shawn Porter is unintelligent. I would never say that. Shawn Porter is very intelligent. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. And come on, man. We shoot ourselves, man. We shoot ourselves. Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.